We have a lot of sports happening here on Thanksgiving and reviewing the day before Thanksgiving, which just ended. Here we are on November 24th, 2022. It's the Sports Algorithm Podcast. We're going to touch on NFL, NHL, NBA, and college basketball because it never ends. Only 6 more days of me doing this, and I'm taking a break because it's too much to do, but we are doing it right now for till the end of the month. So I get a break tomorrow from NHL and NBA. Some NHL games are finishing off. It's looking like an okay day, except the big picks lose. Boston loses. St. Louis loses. At least the Caps won. I was right outside the Caps arena. I was within shouting distance of that arena when they pulled the overtime goal that Ovechkin scored, and that was cool. So yeah, but they do lose. You have some losing up top, and then some weird winning. Like Winnipeg, the underdog loses, but Montreal wins. Carolina loses. Pittsburgh wins. Islanders, playing great, beating Edmonton. Detroit wins. Dallas wins. Washington wins. Exact score. Just bet the exact scores. That's what happened. Vancouver looks like they're winning 4-3 right now. Vegas wins is winning. Rangers blow a game, and Seattle scores a ton of goals and wins. No hockey tomorrow. Fantastic. Let's talk NBA. 6-6 day with NBA. Crazy weird injuries going on here. I haven't seen numbers like 33% for a health number ever. I mean, that's unbelievable. I don't know what's going on. A million people must be out. Made for a weird day. You can see a lot of these losses had weird health numbers. So you're dealing with second string guys. I mean, Utah is minus 620, loses to Detroit, right? That's crazy. But with injuries, you can see there's just weird stuff. Even though 85%. Whoever Detroit played off the bench played well. Probably the same thing with the Nuggets and definitely with the Heat, or the Wizards just did not have it tonight. No NBA tomorrow. Yay. Awesome. Let's talk about football real quick, and then we'll get into college basketball. So football, we have the Thanksgiving games are Dallas and Patriots and Buffalo. Notice that projected margins of victory has this Buffalo game way down here. So it really does take the Lions +9 somehow. Yuck. A lot of points projected in that game. That's a tougher game to play of the three. Patriots to win as an underdog line's pretty clear here. So, and the +3 is really good also. Those are two picks. And the Dallas game, it says a lot of points, and I talked about it in the other video about taking like a same game parlay of people to score touchdowns in this game because it looks like points of the over there as well, because that's really what it's pointing at is 11 points over the 45 and really just sees points in this game as the game flows. So we'll see if that happens. Now, college basketball. All right. So Minnesota and UNLV game is got to be ending right now. It's almost over. I'm going to put it in whatever the score is. It is over. And it's 62-71. Of course, almost exactly. Take a look at this college basketball day. 48-14. Let's paste that in the Google sheet. I mean, wowza. I mean, I got somebody, sent me some money and I was like, I won again with the college basketball algorithm. I just can't stop winning. I know. It's like that sometimes. So here you have the results of the day, and we're going to go through it in the pivot table because I can't really review tomorrow except two games that are happening starting at midnight and 1 a.m. There's two games going, but look at this, 48-14. So yeah, there are all these two games right here. These ones. St. Mary's, they're ahead right now, and then Southern Illinois barely, but they're injured actually. If that injury report is current, I don't know if it is. So this is a rougher underdog at only a 2% margin here. Cal Baptist could do something. I don't think it's a true home game either because it's of the time of day that it is at. It's not in Southern Illinois at 1 a.m. That doesn't make any sense. So it's got to be a tournament game. So Cal Baptist is an underdog. It's got a shot there, right? So let's talk about Wednesday though. I mean, wow, look at this. Look at the top 22 games winning. If you can't bet a lot of these lines, so we're gonna shift around the way that we look at this thing. But winning 70% of your 63% on the spread, 39-23 on the spread is excellent, excellent, excellent. Now let's just scroll down really quickly. Another string of 11 wins in a row at this range where there's some very reasonable lines. Some losses down here. What about just our home teams? But they're not really all true home teams because there's tournaments everywhere. So it's a tough call, but it's still 33-5. And what? Like, look at that. That is 28 of the top 29 games. Unbelievable. Everything above 10% margin. Only one game loses, and that's Georgetown against American. And there was injuries there too. I mean, wow, right? How did our underdogs do today? Wednesday. They go 8-6 with some huge dogs doing nothing. So there's something wrong with the algorithm with these weird games like North Alabama, Pepperdine. You can see the strength of schedules were really bad, and that may be a cue to stay away from it. Same thing happened with Butler. They had strength of schedule. They got crushed. Idaho, same thing. You can see every single one of these bad strength of schedule games lost. Look at that. Look at that. Ready? See loss. Very, very important to use that clearly. And the ones with the big ones win. Look at that. Win Southern Miss. Win Maine at the top. I mean, very, very, very clear information about how to read this board, and paying attention to this has to be taken into account. I mean, wow, right? Wow. How about sorting by spread cover number? Descending. Okay, so wow. I mean, that's 12-4 in the top 16. Keep going. It's everything above spread cover above 10, let's say. That's a good cutoff number, like right here. That is 12-5. Pretty darn good. And I've always talked about removing filters where like you have to cover a ton of whatever, like 47 points is ridiculous, right? So you start to say, you put a value filter, you create a slicer. Done this before in videos for spread number. You get this huge thing which you open up, and this is how I do it. Basically, I say that I wouldn't take any of these where it's crazy numbers, anything worse than 10. Right? Even 10 right there. And that leaves you with this here. And that's 13-4 in your top 17. And look at all this too. Wow, how about that? This is where the spread cover plus is about 4 or 5, right? Oh, wow, that's where the cutoff is for sure. Call it 5. How about this right here? Against the spread, this is 24 games with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses. That's 18-6 with a very, very predictable way to generate these games because their spreads are not awful. And you still lose these big weird ones like Pepperdine and North Alabama, but it's understandable that there's something wrong with the algorithm on those games, and they were strength of schedule games. So if you stay away from that, boy, can you use this algorithm to prune out the proper games. And I can't get tomorrow's in there because tomorrow's stats are not available yet, other than those 2 games that are starting here at night. So I'll do that in the morning. They start at 11. I'm going to have them here. They start at 11. Looks like there's about 15 or 18 games, something like that. So I'll get them in there, and I'll keep doing this the last few days in a row. I'm not going to keep doing it after November. I have to do other stuff with my wife. So I'll sell one-off files for each of those, days going forward. If someone wants to pay me up, probably like 25, 30 bucks, I'll charge for a file. You'll get the algorithm, and you got to use the how-to tutorial videos to learn how to use it and update it with a RotoWire subscription. So that's the way I'm going to handle it going forward, because I just, as fun as this is, I cannot do it all day, every day. It's too much. As you can see, it's almost 1 a.m. and there are games starting like it just never, ever, ever ends. All right. So good luck, everybody. I hope your picks one day. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and your picks and your turkeys and everything, they all win. Good luck.